Hey, welcome to Tax Tip Tuesday. I am Chastity Grady. I am your host. I am the owner of Grady Tax Plus, where I help service-based providers who are new in their business understand their business structure, their tax situation, and help keep their finances organized. So today, Tax Tip Tuesday, the topic is going to be how to have a stress-free tax filing. Okay, so tax season is coming up in the next couple months, and we have 2 months left in this year. 2 months left in the year 2022 in order to prepare. So I want you to be able to have, less stress when it comes to filing your taxes. A lot of people think that, when it's time to actually file your taxes is when the process begins. But the process actually never really ends, okay? Throughout the year, you should be focused on what's going to go on that tax return because, as I mentioned in the previous live, the tax return is nothing more than communication with the IRS about what you have done for the year prior, okay? So it's just a communication tool that you're using to explain to the IRS, this is what you've made, this is what you've done for that year, and that's your communication with them so that they know. And so I'm gonna show you, or give you tips rather, 3 tips on how to have a stress-free, basically a stress-free communication with the IRS, okay? So the first tip is going to be knowledge, okay? Knowing exactly what you need, okay? Knowing the documentation that you need, the information that you need in order to prepare your taxes or have someone prepare them for you. So some of those things include knowing what tax forms that you need. A lot of us are business owners, so there are different types of tax forms that comes with that regarding the different sources of income that you may get. Knowing what tax documents you're going to get from certain types of companies, whether that's for example like 1099K, 1099 NEC, or miscellaneous. Knowing those things. Also, if your tax situation involves you selling stocks or anything like that, then that is something you need. 1099B. So there are different types of 1099s are out there. If you sell retirement, 1099R. So not sell retirement, but if you receive retirement income. So there are different, knowing exactly all the tax forms that you need to go along with your tax return. So a lot of people, get caught up on that. Another thing is knowing the deductions, the documentation that goes along with the deductions that you're going to take. Some tax deductions require you to have some kind of proof of that. And so whenever you want to, for example, claim like a car, for example, you need to have documentation of your mileage, regardless to what method you use, the standard or the actual expenses when it comes to your car and truck deduction. You have to have some kind of proof of the mileage or some kind of record. So knowing, knowing those numbers. And also when it comes to your home office, that's the same way. So if you take the actual expenses of your home, knowing all the types of different expenses that you can take for that home office deduction. So when you're prepared and when you know everything that you need to have, the documentation that you need to have, all the information you need to have, that helps you have a stress-free tax filing, or helps you have less stress, okay? Knowing all the tax documents and information that you need to have to go on that tax return. So the second tip is organization, okay? Being organized. That's probably one of the biggest things that's going to help you have less stress when you have all of your records organized, when you have a centralized system, especially for a business, having a centralized system where you're keeping track of your income and expenses, okay? Having a system in place to track all the other types of deductions that don't go in the bookkeeping software, like a home office deduction, some car and truck expenses, a lot of other things, medical expenses, charity deduction, if you're taking those types of deductions. Having a organized system in place where you are keeping track of that, so that when it's time to file a tax return, you don't have to worry about trying to figure out what you did a year ago. If you have everything in place, throughout the year, organized month by month, week by week, day by day, or whenever it is that you're engaging in that activity, then you don't have to worry about stressing when it comes to tax time because you already have it together. You already have it in a centralized place. Another thing that comes with organization is also having someone, having like a tax professional, accounting professional, or bookkeeper, having someone to help support you during your business. Okay, helping you get organized and stay organized if that's something you're unable to do on your own, which leads me to my last tip, which is having a tax professional or a bookkeeper. Okay, that is going to help you have less stress, because whenever you think about it, a lot of people wait until it's time to file taxes to go get them a tax professional, but that is actually too late. You should already know right now. Today, you should already know, November the 1st, you should already know who you're going to file your taxes with, okay? If you're trying to still figure it out, then you're behind the curve. You need to get up to par, and you need to already have that information, know who you're going to go with, because that will help you start preparing now in order to get prepared for the tax filing, so you can get your records together, so you can see what can be done before the year is up to help your tax situation, okay? That's what a tax professional is going to help you do. Having a bookkeeper, that's going to help you make sure all your books is together when it comes to your bookkeeping for your business, making sure all the numbers make sense, okay? All the numbers are organized and properly accounted for when it comes to your income and expenses. So those are my 3 tips I have for you. Knowing everything, knowing the documents, knowing the tax forms, information that you need to go on the tax return to communicate with IRS, having all of that information organized. That's number 2. Having it organized in a system or whatever kind of centralized location that you are acquainted with. And then also having support, having a tax professional or bookkeeper to help you be able to put all of that information together. So if you are someone who feels like you need to have that type of support, you need someone to help you know exactly what it is that you need to help to file your tax return, what information you need for your business in order to take certain business deductions, how to get your business organized, how to get even your personal side, because when it comes to taxes, it's not just about the business side. There's things on your personal side that you need to have organized too. Like I said, if you're taking medical, if you have medical expenses that you're going to itemize, charity, stock, there's retirement, there are several other things. It's not just about business, okay? It's also on your personal side, needs to be organized, because that also adds to the stress when it comes to tax filing. So having your personal and business life together, organized, to ready for tax filing, and that's what's going to help you have a stress-free tax filing time, and that way you don't have to worry about delaying when you file taxes or not filing at all. Most people don't file taxes at all because they are unorganized, or they don't know what information they need in order to file taxes. So if you need support, if you're someone who needs support from a tax professional or bookkeeper, then definitely schedule a consult with me. I will have that linked in my comments. Let me see if I got one here. Yeah, so I'll have that link in the comment whenever I end this live. And if y'all have any questions, definitely leave me a comment, and I will catch y'all in the next